Hey, so I'm Tasha, or Kat, or Katana. A lot of nicknames under my belt. I decided to start a video blog about home remedies and things you can do to make yourself healthier, feel better about yourself. A lot of herbs and herbology. A little background about myself is I've been Wiccan for a really long time. um, I have my fair share of negative karma, and I probably deserve all of it. Uh, But I do try to keep out of trouble. I have notes here. um, so the first thing, this video is probably just going to mostly go over things I'd probably like to talk about in future videos and just a lot of what I'm about, I guess. So the first thing is, health for your skin and hair and body and everything. So it's really hard to take really good care of yourself sometimes because things can be expensive and a lot of things are really unhealthy and have some preservatives and chemicals in it that are just really bad for your skin. I have really sensitive skin, so I know this firsthand. It's like the first, sorry about the, I'm not used to wearing glasses, I usually wear my contacts. Um, so the first thing about that is it's really good to make most of what you can naturally by yourself. A good example would be instead of going out and buying those really harsh chemical skin cleaners for your face to get rid of acne, just wet some green tea with some warm water. Not enough to make it like tea, but like mushy. Like have you guys ever had like mud, I guess. It's green tea mud, and just use that to clean your face. It's actually really good for you, and it does some really great stuff to your skin. And it's actually pretty cheap. Just green tea. Buy the little green tea um, containers with the loose green tea. You can buy them without the loose green tea, but then you have to cut open the packages and you have a bunch of extra garbage, which just isn't good for anybody. So that's just like an example. Um, I also want to go over like how much chemicals are in a lot of the products we use every day and the foods we eat. There's things like GMOs, which are pretty much they're genetically modified organisms, especially in soybeans in America. So that's a lot of there's actually a lot of things you would be surprised how much soybeans are in. Soybeans and rice and cotton actually are some of the most common things. Um, the most common type of genetically modified food is they put a naturally occurring pesticide inside the plant. So the plant not naturally, I guess, because it is genetically engineered, um, repels insects and animals. But the problem with this is it doesn't die. Basically, when you eat this, it gets ingested into your system. And it's BBT, which is considered healthy by most people who use the spray thing, but in the plants it is actually of, it's a lot more. It's a higher amount, I'm trying to say, I guess. So what happens is when you eat it, it stays inside your digestive tract, and it can cause a lot of problems. And it it's been shown like in some of the crops that use it overseas, a large amount of animals dying from BBT poisoning from ingesting the plants. Now, it's hard to keep yourself completely healthy, obviously. Nobody does a perfect job of it. Excuse me, allergy season. Nobody does a perfect job of it, but it's important to be aware of these things, I think, because it is your body and you want to treat yourself, you want to treat yourself good, like no matter what shape or size you are. Just feel beautiful and help yourself where you can. Confidence is a big thing. I mean, we all have different problems eating healthy. And next thing I want to talk about is preservatives, because preservatives are probably going to be showing up a lot in my videos. There's so much preservatives, it's not even funny. And we all eat them. I mean, I have my Arizona right here. It's better than some. I mean, it has 0 trans fat, and trans fat is what you want to look for. It's the bad fat. You want fat in your diet, but you don't want that type of fat. It doesn't turn into anything but sugar and fat, and it's pretty much not very good. But this has its own sort of preservatives that's not as bad as some things could be, but I think my rule of thumb is make what you can from scratch. So a lot of foods and teas you can actually make from scratch. I have a lot of herbs. I make my own teas sometimes. Sometimes it's hard though because, you know, there's those certain tea blends that you don't know the exact recipe to, but they're so delicious. So just watch out for those because you don't want to put too much chemicals in your body that can be potentially harmful. Some of these chemicals, I don't remember the exact names, sorry, but there's some chemicals put in food, some preservative chemicals that have actually been linked to weight gain and digestive issues and heart issues, of course. But I think we all knew that one. So it's important. I think it's important to be careful because as I'm a nature lover, I think it's very important that you want to coincide with nature. You don't want to mess with it too much. And that brings me into meat. Now, I'm not telling everybody to go and be vegetarian because that is not natural. I mean, I personally don't eat that much meat, but I do eat meat because you need the protein for your body, but I think you should be careful about what type of meat you buy. Not everybody can buy completely organic foods. It's not really possible. It's expensive, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I can't afford that. And everybody goes to fast food once now and then. I mean, especially if you're a college student, there's not much else you can do. But a lot of big meat companies keep their animals in really closed quarters, which is really bad for the animals. And in turn, if you're going to digest those animals, it's going to be bad for you because disease spreads and chemical waste can happen. And a lot of animals are fed like the growth hormones. Sorry, my hair's just... Well, the growth hormones are really bad, and they've been linked to a lot of like early menopause and in young children, early puberty, which can actually be really harmful to the body. So you want to be careful with that. You want to treat you and your family the way we're meant to be treated. I know, golden rule, everybody. I'm also probably going to go over a lot of the recipes you can do for your skin and your hair and your own health, your digestive health, your heart health, as much as I can, and recipes like homemade recipes to help with, the things that you need help with, like, foods that you can make in bulk, homemade, and they're really healthy, and you can store it in the fridge, and while it may take a little longer, it's much better for your body, so I think it's probably worth it, even though not all of us have that time. Sorry, I'm sitting on the floor. It's my cat tree behind me. My cat's up there somewhere. She's a freak. So my cat actually, she's a good example of what happens when over time animals eat too much preservatives or chemically laced foods. See, I did a really little research on this a while back because when I got her from the shelter, she had urinary infections, but they're frequent, so they're chronic urinary infections, and that can be caused by the chemicals in some animal foods. Can be really harmful to the digestive tract, like the GMOs I was just talking about. That can appear in animal foods as well, but pretty much it caused it to not work very right. So now she has to be on a special diet, and it's an expensive special diet, but that special diet is what keeps her from getting sick. And so things like that are things you really need to look for, because things you eat early on or for a lot can really mess up your health in the future, which is, I don't think anything any of us want. It's hard enough to keep ourselves healthy without knowing that we're just going to cause more health problems in the future. Sorry, once again, allergy season. Yeah, I do have notes, and it's my first time doing a video blog, so and I look like crap, but I'm okay with that. And one other thing is I want to talk about mental health also, because it's actually a problem that a lot of people have. I myself have chronic depression, and it's not something easy, but it is in a lot of people worldwide. one thing I can say is try to feel confident in yourself, even when you don't like the way you look, or you feel overweight or whatever. Confidence really helps. Just it shows through, and it helps you kind of get through the day when you really need it. And smiling actually releases those good endorphins that make you feel good. So do animals, which is probably why I have too many of them. Once again, sorry, it's me on the floor. I mean, obviously we can't all be healthy 100% of the time. I mean, I myself am a little overweight, but it's good to at least try, and don't beat yourself too much up if you end up having ice cream or french fry every now and then, because we're humans, it's going to happen. And there's actually addictive properties in those types of foods. Like chocolate is actually considered very addictive, which is probably why I can never stop eating it. But chocolate's also good for your skin. There's actually a recipe. My recipe of the day actually is a chocolate mask. So you melt 2 bars of dark chocolate, and then while that's melting, you mix 2/3 of a cup of milk, sea salt, and 3 tablespoons of brown sugar in an extra bowl. Then mix it in with melted chocolate. Let it cool just enough so it doesn't burn your skin, then put it on your face. I suggest usually just like closing your eyes and just doing that, and waiting for it to harden all the way. And then wash it off with something very mild, like a mild soap. Once again, be careful about those. I think later on I might do some recipes for facial soaps, though you could probably wash it off with the green tea that I was just talking about. I haven't tried it, so I wouldn't know. Everybody is sick of hearing this, I'm sure, but exercise it's actually really good for you, and I don't mean go climb Mount Everest or run a marathon in a day, but try and, take a walk every now and then, play with the dogs, or, go gardening. That actually can burn a lot of calories there. It's actually pretty good for you. If you've ever raked a yard, you would know. Do a lot of, play with even cats. You can play with cats, and my cat personally loves this one toy. Hold on, I'll show you. It's hilarious. Hey, cat. Here, let's see if I can get a good view of her. I don't know if I can. I don't know if you can really see her, but I'll just... This is a 13-year-old cat, and she loves this thing more than anything else. Do-do-do. But really, when we really get in the plane and she's not, half asleep, what happens is I'm usually running all over the room, and she's running all over the room, and that's good exercise for both of us. And I have my elliptical actually behind me somewhere. That's my favorite form of exercise. But yeah, just even a small walk, go walk in the rain. I like to do that. Who doesn't? So that's really good for you. It's good for your body, and it's good for your mind, and it can be pretty fun. Just don't think of it as exercise. That's my trick. So when we get into exercise, I've talked so much. I'm sorry. Food is really important. I mean, there's so much you can do to eat healthier, and it can be so much better on your body. I personally have ulcers too, and you're not supposed to eat a lot of acidic food, drink or eat a lot of acidic food with ulcers, which is stress related, which will bring me my next topic in a minute. So basically, it's really good to take care of your body, because things like that happen easier when you eat really bad. I had to get my gallbladder taken out at a really young age. I never ate very healthy, and I'm trying really hard to change that now. I try to exercise. Hopefully I'm going hiking in a couple of weeks. It might be fun. Just, keep yourself motivated. Don't think of it as a bad thing. I'm not trying to lecture people, I swear. I'm just a bit of a spaz. So now into the stress. So stress is really bad for muscle tension. And there's all these stress relief teas. I'll probably put up a few recipes eventually. But those teas actually do help, but a lot of them you have to drink in moderation, because they do have potentially dangerous herbs in them. And always check with your doctor before you drink any sort of tea recipe I put up, because everybody has different reactions to different things, and you never know. So always, I do my research on them, but I don't know everybody's body. So another thing though is when your muscles get really tense, and I was actually talking to a friend of mine a little while ago, and he goes running and he gets really bad muscle tension. and which is not very good for your body at all. It makes it hard to exercise the next day, and while people say it's normal, it can actually be kind of harmful on your muscles. And so if you have somebody who will, or you can afford it, get a massage. Always a good thing. Who doesn't love a good massage? But there's also baths you can take, and there's an actual word for it. I just cannot pronounce it for the life of me. But basically, you bathe in tea. That sounds so weird, but it's the best way I can do to describe it. So get a bag, not like this. This bag wouldn't work, but something with holes in it, something you can see through, like even just cloth bags. Get herbal mixture of your choice. This is my mixture. It has some spiritual properties for me, so it has some random oak bark and stuff, but it also has lavender, which I personally consider a favorite for calming. The scent is really good about sorry, my cat, she's so cute. The scent is really good for your body. Like, just the smell really relaxes you. Mint is actually really good if you have a cold, by the way, or allergies. And so it has lavender, it has some bay. I like the smell of bay a lot. I can burn this too, this mixture, so it works as an incense, a calming incense. It's actually what's labeled calming herbal mix. Hi, Kit Kat. Do you want to come up? Kit Kat, say hi to everybody. She's beautiful, isn't she? She's a gorgeous kitty Wooders. Stop whining. Sorry. Where was I? Oh, and I have some random flower petals. I have the recipe somewhere, but then you soak it in the hot water, and not too hot because you don't want to burn yourself for a while, and then, so you soak in the tub. It's really good for your back, and personally, and, legs and stuff. I also have some mixtures for if you have arthritis in your hands to soak in your hands. It can really help relieve it. It feels really good. So those are always good things. I put licorice in mine, actually. Licorice root. I love the smell of licorice root, and because I also burn these, not just, soak them, it actually smells really good when it's burned. And my cat thinks it's catnip. I don't know why. So yeah, I've talked for a long time now, but that's pretty much what this blog is going to be about, and I hope everybody enjoys it. And yeah, I hate these glasses. If you want me to talk about anything, I can try. A lot of the things I do a lot of research on before I talk about them or post. I cannot see without these. So I will try not to poison anybody, but I probably won't. That didn't help, did it? But basically, I do my research, and I hope to give some good advice, and maybe I'll actually start following my own advice. So, bye everybody, have a good day. Ignore my craziness, or don't ignore it, your choice.